A very good Tuesday morning to you all. Now, it does seem that something's a brewing in our midfield. Yes, everybody, us in the West Ham Network, hope you're safe and well. Happy Tuesday. If you're new around here, thanks for joining us. Yesterday we did, obviously, the ratings from the Aston Villa game. We also did a bit about return date for Edson Alvarez. And also we did the Academy show as well, keeping you up to date, abreast of what is happening with the Academy. Now, Alvarez is a key... It's a key reason, I think. It follows on quite nicely from yesterday in terms of Edson Alvarez. And expected return date about the 14th of September, I believe, after the international break. Now, it's no surprise to anyone that we're looking to bring in at least one more midfielder. According to Sean, it could be up to 3 players potentially based on outgoings. But it does seem that midfield is an area we're looking to strengthen. We seem to have strengthened all the other. I mean, we have strengthened it with Rodriguez, but that creativity bit, Rodriguez and Alvarez are both CDMs. Paqueta, very much the creative drive in the midfield. However, if anything happened to him, say come January, for example, but also as an alternative, on Saturday rather, particularly we had situations where when he went off, it looked a bit toothless from a midfield perspective. We've got enough in the attacking, in sort of the front three and the striker, but that sort of midfield bit. So it's no surprise that we have been heavily linked with Carlos Soler from PSG. It's a name that we've been speaking about quite a lot, the 27-year-old Spanish international. Obviously, Julien knows him from his time as the national coach of Spain. And yesterday, Darmesh, Sky Sports' Darmesh, has declared that West Ham are officially in talks with PSG over a deal to sign him before the transfer deadline. He said on the website that they're open to selling him. There's 3 years left in his contract. I think it was Real Betis were looking at him, and basically he's told them that he wants to come to West Ham. But apparently negotiations are in progress after Soler was an unused substitute for PSG's opening league fixture this season against Le Havre. Now it's clear that someone like Carlos coming in is what we need. Now, that in turn with when we spoke about, was it Saturday, about Andy Irvine, who apparently is having a lot of interest in the likes of Atalanta, Espanyol, Bundesliga sides, even Premier League sides, apparently. So, there's no denying, Soler comes in and he replaces Thomas Souček, from the starting lineup we had on Saturday. He's scored 22 goals, La Liga goals across his final 2 campaigns with Valencia. Although he's only just netted 5 goals for PSG, but there has been much fewer opportunities. He can play the more withdrawn, deeper role, but he is basically, don't want to say David Silva, but that sort of esque type play. Give him the freedom, you'll see a hell of a player. We had one of them, but we sold one of them to Real Betis in terms of Pablo Fornals. I think he would have done an equally good job. But it does seem that we are we're in concrete talks now. For Darmesh and Sky Sports people to say we're actually in talks with them is a step forward in the process. One player which we're not going to get, apparently, which probably we might have missed out on, in my opinion, I'd say, is the Napoli midfielder Jens Cajuste. We'll say that today. Jens Cajuste, 25-year-old midfielder, Swedish midfielder. Apparently, we have, according to report in Area Napoli, we recently have made a move to sign him. However, it does seem that he now appears to be moving to East Anglia and is due to go for a medical with Ipswich Town. mean, that's not saying we couldn't hijack the bid for the 2023 Cat Swedish international. He's definitely got the sort of the athleticism that you'd want in the midfield of in the Julian system, as well as sort of real technical ability. He's definitely an upgrade to a Thomas Soucek. Very comfortable in possession, good energy, good stamina. He's very. I think he's really well suited to the Premier League. He's got apparently a loan fee. I've got it here of 1.3 million and an option purchase to make it permanently for 11.5. So all in about 13 million pounds, which I think is phenomenal value for someone like Jens. And if we could hijack it, I think we should be all over that like a rash. Particularly with the loan with obligation to sign, or option to sign. I think that would help. A bit similar to what we've done on Rodriguez. Rodriguez, obviously, with it being a free transfer, the money that we were going to put on the midfielder, we've obviously reallocated elsewhere. We could do the same thing and get somebody like Jens who would be very, very good if we don't go for Carlos. I think Carlos is the main man. But do you know who we're getting? We're getting Kante. Not N'Golo Kante, Mamadou Kante. That's who we're getting, apparently, according to XWHU employee. Apparently, we have a medical booked in for the highly rated youngster. And, we've seen it with David Chigueda, Bullogan for Man City, Man United. Chigueda was Man City. Brad Dolligan from Worthing, the teenage goal-scoring sensation. Lewis Brown from formerly of Arsenal, Kenny Brown's son. And so we are recruiting for future stars. And Mamadou is highly regarded in France. He plies his trade in Paris FC, or PFC, in Ligue 2. And apparently is due to undertake a medical ahead of a move to East London. He's expected to have his medical, expected to have it yesterday, but we'll wait and see if there's any more clarification. And he will go into the under-21s. A lot of talent, one for the future, turns 19 next month, and he's also from Mali heritage, according to X. Been a regular for Paris FC's under-19s and should complete the move in the next couple of days. So, again, we're buying players in sort of the whole spectrum. You've got your Wes Foderingham, who's basically your backup goalkeeper. Then you've got people like the Folk, who's ready to go now. Somerville, ready to go now. Rodriguez, ready to go now. Kilman, them not. And then we've got the likes of Luis Guilherme, who's basically, bought for potential. And then you've got likes of Chigueda, Bullogan, Kante, who are ones to bring into the academy and put through the pathway, particularly with the under-21s, with 6 players out, the likes of PK, Patrick Kelly, Callum, obviously George. Someone like Kante will come in and play with the 21s, and we wish him very well. So maybe not N'Golo Kante. That's one end of the age spectrum. We're getting Mamadou Kante from the other age. And it just shows how we're looking in terms of the types of profile. We're looking at potential as well as people who can come into the side now. So it's encouraging. It is encouraging. And that's it, my friends. Keep an eye on the channel. Holly will be here later for the daily show and Hammer's headlines, while Anton still suns himself in Spain, in España, drinking a cerveza. Cerveza grande, por favor. Until that time, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, and come on, you irons. Irons!